Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode with 501 BBQ. I'm Brian Robinson. We got Kelsey behind the camera. If the camera is a little shaky today, Kelsey might just be shivering a little bit. It's a little cold out here. But this is the first day of 2020. So we thought we would have us a good brunch today. So we figured that we would film it for you guys. And so what we have here is a awesome looking Porterhouse steak. And for those that don't know, a Porterhouse has a piece of the filet right here and a New York strip right here. And the only difference in a Porterhouse and a T-bone is the Porterhouse has a bigger portion of the filet. So let's get this thing seasoned up and we'll get this thing started. We're just going to do a very basic seasoning today. I bet all of y'all have this in your cabinet. We just mixed up 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of garlic salt. Mixed it together. So we're just going to get it out of here. We're just going to hit this. And we'll do both sides. Just make sure everything's covered. That looks good. I'm going to give it a pat. We're going to flip her. And we're going to hit it again. If you like a little more black pepper, feel free to add it or use whatever you like on your steaks. That looks good to me. So we're just going to let that hang out on the board. And this will give us the perfect time to get our PK360 fired up. We are going to fill this chimney all the way up with some royal oak lump charcoal. We're going to take 2 tumbleweed fire starters and set the chimney on top. It's going to take it about 15 minutes to get going. And so once it gets going, we're fixing to dump this in and we're going to kind of put it on about half of the charcoal grate to kind of leave a cool side on this right side here. We're going to go ahead and put the grate in and we are going to shut the lid and we are going to have all of our air intakes all the way open. Alright, this PK360 is running right at 400 degrees, so we are happy with that. So we're going to get this steak on, but first check out that awesome custom grill grate from the Burn Shop. I'll leave all of their information down in the description below where you can check them out. So we do have, looking good. You can see the pepper, that salt, everything's kind of drawn some moisture out. So we're just going to put this right down on there. And we're going to let that roll for a minute and a half and then we're going to give it a flip. Alright, we have been a minute and a half, so we're just going to give this thing a flip. That looking really good, getting a good sear on it. So we're going to close that down for another minute and a half. Alright, it's been our second minute and a half. I don't know if you can see that, we got a little 5, a little backwards, but that's pretty cool. So we're going to reach in here and we're going to kind of move it over to this side. It's a little cooler over here, so we're just going to kind of move it to that side so it can finish off. But as you can see, we have an awesome crust. Looking good. Can't wait to eat it. All right, that time we just went 1 minute, and so we're going to give it a flip, and we're going to go 1 more minute, and then we will check our temperature, and it should about be done. It's been 1 more minute, so we will check our internal temperature. So we are reading 114, 115 in the filet. See what we're at over here. So they're cooking pretty similar, so we're not going to touch it. And so we will come back to y'all whenever this hits about 127 degrees internal. Y'all stick around, it's going to be good. Alright, we're going to check the temp on this thing. It's been about 2 more minutes and we did flip it 1 more time just to make sure one side didn't get more done than the other. So let's put in pull back. It's done. It did go over a little more than what we wanted it to, but hey, that's all right. So we are gonna put this in a pan and we're just gonna let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're just gonna kind of lay the foil over it where it does not continue to cook. And so y'all stick around and y'all join us back at the cutting board. Our steak has rested for right at 15 minutes. So before we cut into this, let's just kind of go over what we did. We started with an awesome Porterhouse steak. We grilled it up on the PK360 over some Royal Oak charcoal. We did a real simple seasoning of equal parts kosher salt, garlic salt, and pepper. Just gave it a kind of a medium coat, and then we grilled it for about a minute and a half on each side, flipping it until it made it to about 130 degrees. And we pulled it off, let it rest for about 15 minutes. And so now we are gonna cut into this thing. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna go right down the bone and kind of separate. You can see a seam right here where it does separate. And so what I'm gonna do is just start going thin slices. We're all gonna share this because we're gonna have a big supper tonight. So we are gonna share this steak. I've got to try me a piece of this. Oh man, that is awesome. I'm gonna finish getting all this sliced up and we'll come back to you. All right, just got done cutting up this steak. Like I said, we're all gonna share this. So I went through and sliced it all up nice and neat. Made a nice little presentation here with some hash browns and some eggs. I can't wait to eat this, and we just want to thank y'all for clicking on this video, watching all of our videos. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see y'all in the next video.